It's 11:30 p.m. on a Tuesday. You're exhausted. Your eyes are doing that blurry thing. And then it happens. Your girlfriend has sent the text. The text of all texts. It's 4 pages long. There's a table of contents. There's a bibliography. It contains pure, unfiltered grievances, including the time you forgot her cat's half birthday in 2021. Your brain, toast. Completely fried. You cannot form a sentence. You cannot assemble an emotionally intelligent rebuttal. You are done. But then you remember, you have a secret weapon in your pocket. You copy the entire emotional novel, you paste it into a prompt, and you tell a machine, summarize this and give me a supportive, de-escalating response that acknowledges her feelings without getting me dumped. 3 seconds later, perfect reply. Welcome to the era of generative AI, where the impossible task of human communication is now a copy-paste operation. But have you ever stopped and wondered what is actually happening inside that digital brain? Is it thinking? Is it dreaming? Or is it just insanely good at predicting your next move? Today, we're popping the hood on the most disruptive technology in human history. We're diving into what generative AI actually is. Is it our new best friend or the beginning of the end for human creativity? Let's break it down. Simply put, generative AI, or Gen AI, is a type of artificial intelligence built to create new content. Traditional AI, that's the critic. It looks at data and says, that's a tumor. Or, nope, that guy's not getting a loan. Generative AI, that's the artist. It doesn't just categorize the world, it studies it, mimics it, and then produces brand new text, images, music, even video that feels like a human made it. So why did we build this? For decades, we've been incredible at automating repetitive physical work. Think robots assembling cars. But knowledge work, decision-making, creative writing, collaboration, that was the final frontier. The one thing automation couldn't quite crack. So we built Gen AI to bridge the gap. We wanted a calculator for creativity, something that could handle the tedious subtasks, summarizing 50-page reports, drafting boring emails, so we could focus on the big ideas. To pull this off, researchers looked at the human brain for inspiration. They built neural networks, software systems designed to mimic how our neurons fire. Picture a brand new Gen AI model as a primitive blank brain. It doesn't know what a cat is, it can't write a poem, it knows absolutely nothing. To learn, it has to go through an enormous, obscenely expensive process called training. During training, these models ingest trillions of data points, basically the public internet. But it's not reading the way you read. It's doing millions upon millions of fill-in-the-blank exercises. It sees a sentence like, the cat sat on the blank, and tries to predict the next word. If it guesses refrigerator, it gets a digital slap. If it guesses mat, gold star. The intelligence of these systems is measured in parameters. Think of them as the strengths of connections between artificial neurons. GPT 3.5, the model that launched the ChatGPT craze, had 175 billion parameters. Some newer models, rumored to have trillions. The more parameters, the better the model becomes at catching tiny nuances in language, tone, and context. So how does it get better? Through something called backpropagation. Every time it makes a mistake during training, an algorithm runs backward through the network and adjusts the weights, the parameters, making the correct answer slightly more likely next time. It does this trillions of times, over and over, until it becomes eerily good at sounding like us. And it doesn't stop there. After initial training, developers fine-tune these systems constantly, sometimes weekly, to improve accuracy or specialize them for tasks like customer service. The massive foundational models, the heavy-duty brains, are usually only retrained every 12 to 18 months because the cost and computing power required are staggering. The real breakthrough happened in 2017 with something called the transformer architecture. Older AI models struggled to remember the beginning of a long sentence by the time they reach the end. Transformers change the game. They use a mechanism called attention, which allows the model to look at an entire sequence at once and understand how every word relates to every other word. That's why your girlfriend text responder can remember something from 4 paragraphs ago and respond appropriately. Today, text models are the heavy hitters. They write legal contracts, marketing blogs, poetry, software code. They can even explain your math homework in the voice of a friendly pirate. Then there are image generators. They use diffusion models, which start with pure digital noise, basically static. and slowly refine it into a sharp, original image based on your prompt. And it doesn't stop at text or pictures. Gen AI is composing original music, synthesizing realistic human voices for audiobooks, generating short video clips from simple prompts. We are quickly reaching a point where you might not be able to tell if the person in a video is real or AI-generated frames stitched together. But here's where it gets tricky. These models don't actually know what's true. They're just predicting the next word, which means they can hallucinate, dating complete falsehoods as if they're absolute fact. There have been real cases of lawyers using AI for research, only for the AI to invent fake court cases that sounded so convincing they were cited in court. Yikes. Then there's bias. If you train a model on the internet, it's going to absorb the internet's worst habits. These systems can inherit and amplify human prejudices, stereotypes, and hate speech found in their training data. If a company uses AI to screen resumes, the system might accidentally learn to favor certain groups over others based on flawed historical patterns. And yes, we need to talk about jobs. If a machine can do in 3 seconds what used to take a human 3 hours, companies are going to notice. Historically, technology creates more jobs than it destroys. But the transition? It's going to be messy. Massive retraining, massive shifts, real disruption. Then there's copyright. Who owns AI-generated art? Since these models are trained on human-created work, many artists are understandably frustrated. Where does inspiration end and plagiarism begin? Courts are still trying to figure that out. And let's not forget the cost. Training and running these models is obscenely expensive, not just financially, but energetically. They require enormous computational power, which means massive electricity usage and a growing digital carbon footprint. Meanwhile, bad actors are already weaponizing this tech. AI-generated deepfake videos, synthetic voices used in scams, highly personalized phishing messages. Trust in the digital world just got a lot more complicated. And yet, despite all of this, you can benefit from Gen AI right now. Think of it as your ultimate personal assistant. Stuck on a gift idea? It'll give you 50 in seconds. Blocked on a business name? Instant brainstorming partner. Fighting writer's block? It'll hand you a starting point. For students and professionals, summarization and coding are game changers. Feed it a long transcript. Get the key takeaways. Learning to code? It'll troubleshoot your errors and explain exactly what broke, like a 24/7 tutor. On a bigger scale, doctors are using Gen AI to help design new drugs and personalize treatment plans. Teachers are creating custom curriculum tailored to each student's strengths and weaknesses. This isn't just about writing emails, it's about solving complex human problems faster than ever before. So what's next? We're moving beyond chatbots into the era of AI agents. Today, you ask an AI to write a travel itinerary. Tomorrow, it writes it, books the flights, reserves the hotel, and handles dinner reservations automatically. That's agency. Then comes agentic AI. Multiple AI agents coordinating together to solve massive tasks. Imagine digital workers launching a marketing campaign, monitoring performance, adjusting strategy in real time without you lifting a finger. But there's one looming danger: model collapse. As the internet fills with AI-generated content, future models could start training on the work of other AIs instead of humans. That creates a feedback loop. Errors compound, language drifts, creativity degrades. To stay smart, these systems might always need us. We're coming out of an AI winter, but we might be entering a human spring. For the first time, the barrier to creativity is gone. You don't need to code to build an app. You don't need to draw to design a logo. You just need an idea and the right prompt. But as we outsource more thinking to machines, we have to ask, what happens to the things that make us human? Generative AI is the most powerful tool we've ever built, but it's still just a tool. It might save you from a late-night text disaster, but it can't feel love for you. Use it to clear the mundane out of your way. Just don't forget to keep your own human parameters updated. So tell us, what's the best hack you've learned from generative AI? And be honest, have you ever used AI to respond to your partner's texts? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.